So this right here is the next little bit of work that we have. And the first part, let me get this level, there we go. First part is asking, what is the slope of the points given, or of the lines? So line A is going to be this line right here. Okay, and it wants to know what the slope is of that line. You know what? Let's mark this section out. Let's not do that. Okay, we got other stuff we're going to find the slope of. I want you to start with this section right here. Okay, so start with this section. Don't do 1 through 4. Don't do those questions. Okay, so here we go. What is the slope of each point? Well, we just did this on the other page, right? You have to use your slope formula, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Okay, so again, hopefully this is making sense. How about we just do one more together? So x1, y1, x2, y2. So the formula is y2, which is 12, minus y1, which is 7, over x2, which is negative 8, minus x1, which is negative 8. All right, 12 minus 7 is 5. So what is negative 8 minus negative 8? Well, again, remember that right there. That really means plus. So that's saying negative 8 plus 8. That equals 0. Oh, okay. So what's the slope here? Is the slope 0? No, the slope is not 0. Okay, that's the part that can be a little confusing. And if you want, you can take your calculator and try to do 5 divided by 0. It's not going to work. It's not going to let you do that. It's gonna give you an error. So what this means is the slope is not 0. The slope is that word we use called undefined. Okay, a line that has a slope that is undefined looks like this. It is a vertical line. So now if you look down at number 10, it says what is the slope of a vertical line? Well, we just talked about it right here, right? A vertical line has a slope that is undefined. Okay. So remember, if a 0 is on the bottom of a fraction, it is undefined. All right. So this is just a little reminder. Slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b, where m is your slope and b is your y-intercept. Okay. So with each of these, it just wants to know what is each of them. So, like, what is the slope for number 11? Then what is the y-intercept? So, obviously, the slope is going to be the number in front of x. The y-intercept is the last number. If we look at number 14, this is an example of an undefined slope. Because, does it say y equals? No, all the other ones say y equals, right? This one says x equals. So, anytime it says x equals, that means it is undefined. Now, if something is undefined, it also has no y-intercept. Okay, so that's how that works right there. The rest of them, I'm going to go ahead and have you do. All right, so this next section says it's going to give you the slope and the y-intercept, and it wants you to write the equation. So remember, the equation is written as y equals mx plus b, okay, slope, y-intercept. Well, in this first one, our slope is negative 4. Our y-intercept is 7. So the equation is very, very simple. Y equals, our slope is negative 4. So negative 4x. Now that's a positive 7, so we'll put plus 7. Okay, now a fun thing to do is kind of estimate what the line would look like. The y-intercept is 7, so it'd be somewhere up here. Then a slope at negative 4 means go down 4 over 1, so the line could look something like that. Alright guys, so this page, what I want you to go ahead and do is mark out number 21. Not going to worry about that. Now remember, anything I don't do on this that we don't mark out, it's still on you to go ahead and do. Just I'm doing some of these problems to make sure y'all kind of understand the direction that we're going. Okay, so here, these tend to be the tougher problems. Okay, we're still dealing with slope-intercept form. Okay, and what we want to do is, let's look at number 19. Okay, you'll do, on this page, you'll do 18 and 20 on your own. Well, maybe, hold on, let me see how we're going with this. Okay, so number 19 says, find the equation. Does that say find the slope? No, it says find the equation, so we want to know what the equation in this form is for a line that we cannot see. Okay, there's no line on this page. Pretty much what it's saying is, hey, you have a line that passes through this point and this point. What is the equation of that line? Well, to write the equation of the line, what are the two things we need? We need slope and we need y-intercept. Okay, we have to have those two things to write the equation. Well, luckily for us, those aren't really that hard to find, because we've done this quite a bit already today. The first way to find the slope is to do the slope formula. Y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So let's go ahead and label our points, x1 and y1, then x2 and y2. Okay, so y2 is negative 4, minus y1 is 8. So negative 4 minus 8. Then we have x2, which is 5, minus 0. So negative 4 minus 8 is going to be negative 12 over 5 minus 0 is 5. So our slope, let me erase that. Okay, our slope is going to be negative 12 over 5. So we're good on slope, right? Well, what's the other thing we need? We still need the y-intercept. Okay, so some students may be remembering what we did the other day. However, what I want you to remember, look at this point right here. What is the value of x? X is 0, right? Okay, what that means is whenever your x is 0, your y value is the y-intercept. Okay, I'm going to say it again. Whenever x equals 0, you have your y-intercept. So what is our y-intercept? Well, it is 8. Look at that. So we have our slope and our y-intercept. Now let me show you why. Here's a little graph. Now the point 0, 8 means 0 on the x. It means you don't go left to right. You just stay here, then you go up 8. So the point 0, 8 would be on the y-axis. That is why it is your y-intercept. Okay, so we have those two things. Let's make the equation. Y equals negative 12 over 5x plus 8. And there we have it. That's what the question wanted, was the equation. Now, I know I said you're going to do the other one on your own, but this next one's different. Okay, this next one's different. All right. So we need to write, we don't want to know what the slope, just what the slope is. We need to know what the equation is, right? Okay, we want to know the equation. So what are the two things we need to make the equation? Well, remember, we need our slope and we need our y-intercept. So let's find the slope first. So I'm going to label x1, y1, x2, y2. Remember, anytime I say find the slope, this is probably what we're going to do. So I'm not going to write the formula on here. I'm just going to maybe hope that we, maybe not have it memorized, but that we kind of know it. So y2 is 6 minus y1 is negative 6 over x2 is negative 4 minus x1 is negative 2. All right. Now, this top number, 6 minus negative 6, that is not 0. That really says 6 plus 6, so it's 12. Then we have negative 4 minus negative 2, so that's really negative 4 plus 2. So that's going to give us negative 2. Now let's pause. We're not quite done with the slope. Okay, that can simplify. 12 divided by negative 2 is going to be negative 6. So our slope is negative 6, or if you want to think of it as negative 6 over 1, you could. But we're going to use negative 6. Now, how do we find the y-intercept? Well, look at your points. Is the x 0 on either of these? It's not. So that x is not 0 on either of these. So we're going to have to use a different method. Now, this method is still very simple. What I want you to do on your paper is go ahead and write the slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b. And now, if we're trying to find the y-intercept, which variable do we need? Well, we need b, right? That stands for y-intercept. Here's the good thing. We have numbers that can go in for y, m, and x. What can go in for m? Well, our slope, right? Negative 6. So replace m with negative 6. Okay, what can go in for y? Well, look up here. We have two different points, right? We have two different x's and two different y's. We're just going to pick one point to use. Let's use the second point because one number is positive, one's negative. What's the y value from this point here? Well, it is 6, right? Now we're going to plug in for x. What is the x value on this same point? Well, it's negative 4. Okay, then we're just going to bring down plus b. And now we have a super simple equation to solve to find our y-intercept. Okay, 6 equals, what is negative 6 times negative 4? Well, That's 24 plus b. Now let's just solve for b. Can we just subtract 24 on both sides? I think so. So 6 minus 24 is going to be negative 18 equals b. So what is our y-intercept? Well, it's negative 18. So now we have our slope and our y-intercept. Can we make the equation? Yeah, we definitely can. Y equals negative 6x. Okay. Now our slope, or our y-intercept is negative, so we have to put minus 18. And there's our equation. All right, so what I want you to do is you'll do this one. Now, on number 18, it's already given you the slope, so you do not have to use the slope formula. However, it does not give you the y-intercept, so you'll have to find the y-intercept given this point. So remember, you'll do y equals mx plus b. You'll plug in 2 for m, then you'll plug in 4 for x and 10 for y, and you will solve for b. Then you'll make the equation. So the slope is already 2. Okay, then lastly on this page, what you're going to have to do is write the equation for these lines. Now you'll notice they did not give you any points, right? So you have to find the points yourself, but it's very easy. Pretty much just go along this line until you find a point. That looks like a point to me right there. Okay, so we have our point here. Then we'll keep going, keep going. That looks like a point right there. Okay, so now that's all we need to make this equation. First of all, what is the y-intercept? Okay, what's our b? What's our y-intercept? Well, it's negative 2, right? That's easy. Okay, now we still need to find the slope. Now remember, you only need 2 points to find the slope. We're going to start with this line. So this line is going downwards, right? So the slope is going to be negative. So from our left point, we want to see how much we go down, then over to get to our right point. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So we go down 4. Then we go, so down 4, then we go over 1. So our slope is negative 4 over 1. Now we can make the equation for it. Y equals negative 4x minus 2. Or if you wanted to write the slope as a fraction, you can do y equals negative 4 over 1x minus 2. Either one. Either one's correct. It does not matter which one you use. Then lastly, you're going to graph these. Okay, now I'm not going to do these. We've done them on previous days. I want you to see what you can remember. Then here on these, you're going to write the equations for them. All right, thank you all. Y'all have a great day.